Welcome to Ljubljana. It's the penultimate game day of the Basketball Champions League regular season and still plenty to play for in Group C as Petrol Olimpija welcome AEK from Athens. A very good evening from me, Tim Long, and a warm welcome to the Halle Tivoli here in Slovenia, 6th hosting 7th in Group C of the regular season. The home side at 4-8, already out of contention for the playoffs, but need a big win if they're to have any chance of dropping down into the last 16 of the FIBA Europe Cup. The visitors from Greece, on the other hand, arrive at 6-6, just one win behind the top four, and with just 2 games to go, this is surely a must-win for them. 32 teams split across 4 groups of 8. Our focus this evening on Group C, where Estudiantes against Banvit and Strasbourg against Rosa Redom get underway half an hour after our game, and then tomorrow night Medi Bayreuth host Venezia. All of those games have a direct impact on AEK's hopes, so I'll do my best to keep you informed throughout the course of the next couple of hours. Not too many fans in the arena this evening. Their team already out of contention for the playoffs. And this is how the Group C standings look. The top 4 make the next stage of the competition. Banvit already through, but then comes 4 teams tied level at 7 and 5. AEK sit 1 win further back, so the Greeks likely to need wins in both of their last 2 games to make the next stage. 5th and 6th are the 2 teams that end up in the last 16 of the Europe Cup. Olimpija will struggle to do that themselves. As far as they're concerned, if they're to keep themselves in European competition, they need not only just to win the final 2 games, but they also need to beat AEK here by more than 18 points tonight. That was the margin of victory when these two met back in Greece. Here's a look at the visiting roster. Manny Harris, team highs of 16.4 points, 5.9 rebounds, 1.9 steals per game. Here's their absolute out-and-out superstar, Dusan Sokota, their second leading scorer, averaging 14.8 points. Mike Green, another key American, their leading facilitator, 4.9 assists per game, as well as 12.3 points per contest this season. As for the home team, Petrol Olimpija, well, their superstar is Jordan Morgan, the number 9, team highs of 16.7 points, 7.9 rebounds, shooting 60% from the field, also nicking 1.4 steals per game, doing a bit of everything. Devon Oliver, a fellow American, 12.4 points, 7.4 rebounds, 2.7 assists, 1.5 steals. A real all-round stat line from him as well. And as far as Slovenian talent, Gregor Hrovat is the leading player for the home team. 9.7 points and a team high 3.2 assists per game for him. The players going through their final warm-ups before this game day 13 matchup gets underway. We'll have the official introduction of the 2 sets of players, starting of course with the visiting team from Greece, AEK. 6-6 to sit 6th in Group C. They alternated losses and wins over the first 7 games to finish the halfway stage with a 3-4 record, including the 91-73 win over Petrol Olimpija back in Athens on game day 6. They got their first and only back-to-back wins on game days 8 and 9, then lost by 7 at Banvit on game day 10. Then came a 6-point road win at Rosa Redom before last week losing a heartbreaker by just a single point at home to Strasbourg, 87-88. Strasbourg, one of those teams that are so close to them in terms of battling for a place in the playoffs. The home team arriving here just 4-8. Started with a 3-game losing streak. A first win came at Estudiantes on game day 4. That was followed, though, by back-to-back defeats, including that 18-point game day 6 loss at AEK. Then came back-to-back wins over Redom and Strasbourg, both here on home court, but they've since lost 3 of their last 4, including by 15 here to Estudiantes 2 weeks ago, and last week by 17 on the road at Venezia. 84-67 it finished in that one. They would then need to overturn that 18-point loss against AEK back in Greece. If they're to have any chance of catching AEK to take one of those FIBA Europe Cup places off them, of course, AEK's aspirations still bigger than that, and very much focused on a potential place in the playoffs. Despite it being an 18-point winning margin in the meeting back on game day 6, these two did shoot pretty even percentages from all distances. The difference came from the rebounding and turnover numbers. AEK won the battle on the boards 40-25, including a remarkable 18-5 count on the offensive glass, and they forced Olimpia into 20 turnovers, in the end taking 19 extra shots from the field for that big win. AEK looking to respond to that close-fought defeat last week when they lost by just 1 at home to Strasbourg. They battered the French side on the boards in that one as well, although they committed 6 extra turnovers and ended up conceding an 11-point lead to lose the game. They shot the ball well on the outside and from the line, but they hit just 44% of their attempts inside against Strasbourg's 58%. So that was their Achilles heel last week. Will they be right on the money, inside and out, here on the road in Slovenia this evening? You can see not too many showing up to witness the end of the campaign in this building for Petrol Olimpija Ljubljana. They're a team who've had far greater success throughout their history at this level, on a bit of a low at the moment. Here we see our referees for the evening from Italy, Latvia and Spain. Petrol Olimpija, one of the most successful Slovenian clubs in history. They've won their national title 16 times, including their first title in 8 years last season. They have won 20 Slovenian Cups, 6 Yugoslavian leagues, 5 Yugoslavian Cups as well. But they've struggled this season. Here we see the AEK starting 5: James, Green, Larentzakis, Barlow and Mavroidis. And they're given the start by head coach Dragan Sokota, father of one of the team's leading players, Dusan Sokota. And he's been a key figure at the club in various capacities since 2014, including general manager and academies director, and now as head coach. We should see the starting 5 for the home team, Petrol Olimpija as well. Castrati, Oliver, Span, Morgan and Hrovat for them getting the start. And given that start by head coach Zoran Martic, who took over the role earlier this season.
Remember, blue with him inside, red or switch, late switch. Erion, imaš Barlova, imaš 12, kaj je Larentzakis, you got 22. 7, you got 1. Put a pressure on the ball, jump to the ball, spread your arms. Široko roke, pomagaj z eno roko, če gre v prodor sredino. First possession, let's go 3. A gre na trojko, on tega od spot, pa da mu baseline.
Zoran Martic, who we saw on the other bench, previously an assistant with Olimpija from 2008 to 2010, now head coach, has just had his final words with his players. Certainly looks like they will be well committed to the cause, to try and cause an upset and to try and halt AEK's charge on the playoffs. AEK averaging close to 10 more points per game than Olimpija this season, slightly better percentages from all distances. They've got the better of the majority of most of the categories, but if Olimpija are going to have any joy tonight, they'll need to make use of their slightly stronger defensive numbers and just a slight edge on the boards that the home team have over AEK Athens. Here we go then, a 16-time and reigning champion of Slovenia against an 8-time Greek League winner. The 1994 Supporter Cup winners taking on a 2-time Cup Winners' Cup champion. It's Petrol Olimpija Ljubljana against AEK Athens, live on game day 13 of the Basketball Champions League regular season here in Group C. And it's AEK control the opening tip with James handing it off to Green. Barlow across to Mike Green. Back to Barlow, looks to drive into the lane, kicks it across to the far side. Shot clock down to 6 here. The crossover towards the baseline under the hoop. And Morgan getting his body in the passing lane. Quick release down the floor, picked off though by Kelsey Barlow. Mike will go again with Mike Green. And another turnover, back-to-back turnovers to start the game for AEK. And all the way through for the first points goes Devon Oliver. First chance to shoot in the lane for Mavroidis, and he gets fouled, so he will go to the line for 2. And what a big battle between him and Jordan Morgan in that centre position here this evening. The foul actually came from one of Morgan's teammates. But Dimitris Mavroidis, 2 meters 12 centimeters, 6'11". One of a few players who played with AEK in this competition last season. He's averaging this season close to 10 points and over 5 rebounds a game, and only playing 18 minutes a game. He misses the first foul shot. Can he finally get AEK on the board here? He does. Span. On to Hrovat. Hrovat looking to go all the way. High off the glass, wouldn't fall. Morgan battling for the rebound. Couldn't come away with it. AEK now in numbers coming forward. Bounce pass into the lane. Pinpoint precision. And put in by Mavroidis. Lovely pass from Yanulis Larentzakis. And the first lead then for the Greeks, and a foul. And that'll be their first foul. Mike Green is going to the bench. Hrovat. Now Span. Span will shoot the 3 and drains it. Olimpija by 2. Jan Span, who was only 1 of 8 from the field in the home defeat to Venezia just recently. James looking to fire the pass in. Shot clock down to the final 4 here. They'll throw up the deep 3. Contested and good from Larentzakis, who's made a fine start. Had that highlight reel assist and then the long 3. Morgan across to the far side. 3-point shot to try and answer back. Pops out for Olimpija. Down the floor, prodding and probing here is Xanthopoulos. Into the lane, couldn't handle it, Mavroidis. Oliver releases the ball down the floor for Petrol Olimpija. Across to the far side it goes. Now Morgan will take the long 2 off the front rim. Castrati flying down the baseline, trying to grab the rebound. The quarterback pass down the floor. AEK catch Petrol Olimpija off guard on defense in transition and extend their advantage early on. Timeout called.
Where's the shot? I told him to stop. And you don't run back the defense. He got 2 layups there. Ti appena aggressione non lega, ne muore ti shoot at Vidi mali foul, imamo nema faula. I told you guys, play defense or go on the bench. I don't give a shit about you.
Few times here in this pick here, or this side, we have to go with him. Stay more aggressive to go, not to have. You see, one situation, 1 second, he should see the three. So we have to stop this here. Also, what the... Let's go for this short fight to see that who is here on the side. Larry, you be here, okay? It's just five. So when you are coming close, full sprint,
Our apologies if you picked up any unsavoury language during that timeout. And it's quite clear that both of these teams and both of these head coaches in particular want to win. Especially Petrol Olimpija Ljubljana, who want to go out of this competition on a high. And they trail by 3 points here to AEK Athens. Span moving it forward across to Morgan. Morgan not going to shoot the outside shot, so he hands it off on the perimeter, and the three wouldn't go down from his teammate. And a foul then against AEK, which is their first. In fact, against Olimpija, which is their second. Mike Green gets it back from Barlow. Mavroidis turning, moving it on quickly. Back into Mavroidis from the far side. He got trapped on the baseline. Here come Olimpija. All the way down the floor. Passing lane blocked off though, and Green will launch one to Mavroidis, who holds off the defense and puts it in, and AEK lead by 5. The Greeks starting to open up a little bit of breathing room here. Hrovat will shoot the long two, misses again off the front rim. Here comes Dalroy James bursting down the floor. They'll play in the half court now as Barlow moves it across to the far side. Mavroidis coming out to run a bit of interference. His teammate around him. Barlow will shoot the three. The rebound grabbed by Span. 25-year-old Slovenian Jan Span across to Devon Oliver, the American, who's going to shoot. Well, looks like it's going to be a long two. I think he had feet on the line. And indeed it is. So it's a 3-point game. Oliver has 4 of Olimpija's 7. Larentzakis steps into the foul line and answers right back. 12 points last week. Yanulis Larentzakis, who's made a very positive start. 9 points already here in this one. Morgan. Span able to catch it quickly. It was slightly behind him. Morgan, mid-range, throws a pump fake into the lane, tries to hand it off to Oliver, picked up on the far side, and that one's so high it came down with snow on it. The arc above the backboard and back down and in from Oliver. Green getting into the lane, runs into traffic, lost the ball. Battling down to try and recover was James, and then a foul on Green, who initially turned it over. Right on the midway point of the first quarter, AEK leading by 3. Pick up their first foul. Showing really good hustle, trying to win it back, but Hrovat was just a little bit quicker down to grab it. Taylor Battle in the game for the first time for the home team, averaging 10.7 points across 3 appearances previously this season. Hrovat. Battle receives it on the far side. Pump fake, steps in for the long two and hits it. Immediate impact from Taylor Battle. Olimpija back within touching distance. And then a foul in transition will be the third on them. And the first on him. And we saw a graphic suggesting Larentzakis had 9 points so far. I think it's 7 in fact. 7 from him, 5 from Mavroidis to make up AEK's 12. Here's the latter moving it to the former. Larentzakis over on the far side, crossover, spin move. He might try and get up to 9 now. Instead fires a pass which is picked off. Here comes Castrati at pace over the top of the defence and got it to roll around and drop with a little help from Devon Oliver. Olimpia from 5 down now have the lead. And they've done it in a little over a minute. Corner 3 over the top of the backboard and grabbed on the baseline by Oliver. Battle back to Oliver, across to Krovat, who gets contact. Can he get the bounce as well? He can. It seemed to hang above the rim for an eternity. Gregor Krovat with a chance to complete a 3-point play. And now taking a timeout, it'll be AEK Athens. Coach Dragan Sakota needs to talk some stuff over.
What? We cannot make one simple difference. You cannot make one switching difference here. You cannot play this blue defense. We'll never on time. We always are behind the pick. Always. And now, all of a sudden, what is this? What kind of game you play now? You know. Instead of
Shuffle and Pega. The ball is here, the last one. Step in between, go shortcut in the first screen. And put the pressure on the ball. Come on. Hey! Let's go man-to-man press. So we trap the first pass, but then stay man-to-man after free throw.
What a response from Petrol Olimpija Ljubljana here. Having been behind by 5, at 5-10, they now lead by 3 at 15-12. And a chance to add one more to that lead off the back of this timeout with Gregor Krovat at the line. What a performance he had in Venice last week. 24 points off 8 of 11 shooting. He was 6 of 6 from the line in that big defeat. And a big performance from him, perhaps on the cards again. 3 points. Harris gets it back from Mavroidis, looks to attack, finds the big man inside again. They pass back out. Delroy James looking to drive. Foul on Krovat is the 4th on Olimpia. Manny Harris will inbound from the sideline, yet to score. Their leading scorer across the course of the season. Delroy James, here is Harris. And Harris gets fouled by Battle, so that'll take Olimpia to 5. And that will send Manny Harris to the foul line. He's certainly a player that will be wanting to make amends after such a tough defeat for AEK by just a point against Strasbourg last week. Such a narrow margin of defeat, and he was just 2 of 8 from the field for only 5 points. He averages a team-high 16.4. He makes just 1 of 2 from the line. So AEK within 3. Into the game comes Vince Hunter, 23-year-old American, making his first appearance. Krovat. Hunter on defense here, trying to turn him, but having it knocked away was Begic. Three minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the first. Olimpia by 3 with possession. Begic will inbound from the baseline. Provac trying to get free. It goes to the corner to Devon Oliver. Back to Castrati. High entry pass to Begic. If he can grab it, he can. Shot clock's down to 2 here. Put up by Battle. And the rebound pulled down by AEK quickly on the charge with Manny Harris. And there's the trail from James. He wasn't expecting the behind-the-back flick of a pass. And that's a sloppy fast break from AEK. Battle to Castrati. Begic calling for the high entry pass. Too high even for him. Had a complete mismatch against Manny Harris. Igor Tratnik in for Olimpija for the first time. So too is Rocco Badjim. 7 turnovers for AEK in just 7.5 minutes of this one. Green on to Harris. Harris driving in over the top of Castrati. Oh, what a follow-up that is to get AEK back within touching distance. Vince Hunter flying through the skies. Battle across to Castrati. Castrati trying to lay it up and in, blocked off by Vasiliopoulos. Lorenzakis. Hand over to the far side. Here's that athletic move again towards the basket by the explosive Hunter. And he will go to the line. And this time attacking from that far side was Mike Green. Had a quite phenomenal 26 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists and 3 steals in the win over Olimpija in Greece back on game day 6. He was 11 of 19 from the field that evening, Mike Green. 11 points and 7 assists in last week's 1-point defeat to Strasbourg. He ties us up at 16 here, final 2 minutes of the quarter. Despite those 7 turnovers here in the first AEK level. That's ominous for Olimpija. Begic battling his way over the top of Hunter, the tip. Castrati trying to grab it, still going to be Petrol Olimpija ball. On Castrati to inbound, young Slovenian. Into Rocco Badjim, 20-year-old Croatian, trying to edge his way closer to the basket, couldn't get the shot to fall. Rebound pulled down by Vasilopoulos. High pass, can they get it to go? No, just disrupted on its way into Carter. Fizzed in by Badjim. Begic shoots over the top of the defense, grabs his own rebound, does he? Well, he did initially, but he couldn't handle it. On this near side is Mike Green. He'll shoot the 3, misses it. Deep rebound grab by Badjim and a foul. 50 seconds remaining in the first. Foul on Tratnik is his second. Olimpija over the limit already, so AEK are going to go to the line to try and take the lead here. Begic goes to the bench. And Panayotis Vasilopoulos goes to the line. 33-year-old Greek averaging 8.2 points, 4.9 rebounds per game this season. He's been a big contributor. He's shot over 50% from downtown as well this season. And he's 100% from the line on that trip. Battle. Castrati. Back to Badjim. Battle again. Looking to use the big frame of Morgan, who rolls inside. It bypasses him to the far side. Step in mid-range. Floater will go. Olimpija tie thanks to Rocco Badgett. Just a couple of seconds differential between shot and game clock at the end of the first quarter. AEK will take their time here and try and use every second. Then goes Manny Harris, quickening the pace, and the cut off the baseline. It falls for Hunter. They've got to get something away here. Straight away, and the runner in the lane. Well, it was a good look for Igor Tratnik, and he didn't make the most of it at the buzzer. So AEK Athens will have the edge at the end of one. A fast, high-octane, back and forth first quarter. Finishes Petrol Olimpija 18, AEK 20. Look at the shooting stats, and both teams doing the damage inside. AEK impressive, 6 of 8, very accurate from close range. Positive start for Mavroidis, who had 5 points in the quarter for the away team. But they're led by the 7 of Yanulis Larentzakis, 4 as well for Hunter. And for Petrol Olimpija, they've spread their scoring around, but led by the 5 of Jan Span. 4 for Devon Oliver. Larentzakis impressive in the opening minutes here for AEK, 3 of 4 from the field for those 7 points, 3 assists as well. Morgan yet to score, but he facilitated Span that time. And Battle coming off the bench to hit immediately. Castrati at full pace, getting that one to fall. And how about the bounces there for Taylor Battle. And Vince Hunter with the big finish. That perhaps the highlight of the quarter so far. AEK well supported on the road in Slovenia this evening. Those fans in desperate need of a win to try and get behind their team on the final game of the regular season to roar them into the playoffs. They've got to do the job here on the road first. Battle. Here's Morgan. Morgan swiveling, moving it out to Castrati. Castrati into the lane, through traffic and getting contact, and he'll go to the line. It was swatted away by Vasilopoulos, but the foul had already come before the rejection. Castrati at the line, averaging only 3.5 points per game this season. He had 5 last week, although he was only 2 of 6 from the field. He misses from the line, and Hunter grabs a rebound. Here is Hunter again, moving it on. So too Manny Harris, across to Vasilopoulos. Looking to back in and go to work on this side with real intention was Mike Green. There's the spin from Hunter. Beautiful move from Vince Hunter. The American who's just come in to make his debut. 6 points already. Here's Morgan. Can he finally get going? Across to Castrati. Around the frame of Morgan goes Badjim, off the mark. Tip to Castrati, who puts it in. Olimpija determined to stay in touch. 5 for Castrati now. Larentzakis. 7 points in the first quarter for him. Spin move into the paint, finds a way through, high off the window, over the top of Morgan. Couldn't quite get it to drop. Hustle defense from Manny Harris. Unable to get his reward. Here's Taylor Battle. Across to Castrati. Castrati in towards the lane, forced back out again. And they'll play in the final 6 seconds of the shot clock here. Across to the far side. Around the frame of Vasilopoulos. Nice switch of hands by Igor Tratnik. Olimpia by 1 then, 23-22, 2 minutes into the second. Green to Harris. Manny Harris takes on the long 2, misses it. Morgan the rebound. So Manny Harris has missed both of his shots from the field so far, just 1 point from the line for their leading scorer. Nice dish onto the baseline for Castrati and a foul. In fact, it's going to be a turnover. Taylor Battle on the drive, maybe stepped on the baseline before he played the pass. Out goes Larentzakis. Across to the far side, moved in towards Hunter. Hunter looking to get away from Morgan. And he's called for a travel in the end as he tried to find a teammate on the perimeter. You can tell what he thinks about it. Hunter wanting a foul from either Tratnik or Morgan. Olimpia protecting the ball better. In terms of those turnovers at the moment, Morgan, disrupted shot though. They only have a 1 point lead, the home team. Vasilopoulos, there's the drive down the baseline. Nice ball movement across to Green, who misses the outside shot. Big commanding take on the rebound from Vasilopoulos. 6 seconds left on the renewed shot clock. Lightning fast crossover towards the baseline, but the pass was off the mark from Green. He seemed to have done the hardest part. Battle looking to float one up. A battle for the rebound. And it's IQ come away with it. At pace now, 3-on-2, fast break. Can they handle it? They can, but then it's knocked away and Green will commit the foul. It's been a sloppy second quarter from both teams so far. IQ adept at winning the ball back quickly and then almost look out of ideas and disconnected when they try and attack in transition. They picked up a couple of fouls in the opening 3.5 minutes of this quarter. Span. Morgan. There's the handoff. Rocco Badjim handling the ball now in towards Jordan Morgan. He's directing traffic, gets greeted by the double team. Fizzes across, beautiful pass to Oliver. Shot clock winding down on him though. Nice bit of footwork to try and force a shot away, but the defense stuck to him like glue. Vasilopoulos trying to get away here. Guarded by Sanon. And then coming across to help out was Badjim, although this is going to go in Ike's favour. So Ike will inbound with 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock, trailing by 1 still. Manny Harris, forced away by Sanon. Tenacious defense from him. There's the crossover towards the baseline. The pass dropped as it was fired back in towards Atic, the Bosnian. Quick release down the floor, back to Badjim. Will he take on the 3? Drives inside instead, onto the corner. Sanon to finish it on the offensive end now. Great play from him at both ends of the floor. Olimpia by 3. They count that one as a long 2. Sanon bringing a real energy off the bench here. Xanthopoulos across to Vasilopoulos. And somebody wasn't doing their defensive assignment because Atic got free. Badjim stuck to all the way by Xanthopoulos. Oh, high pass and the fantastic flying finish from Devon Oliver. Olimpia lead by 3. Floated up by Badjim, and Oliver rose to the rim. 6 points for Devon Oliver, and he leads all scorers for the home team. Xanthopoulos bypasses Vasilopoulos. Hunter looking to create some room for his teammate. Picked off. Here goes Oliver again to rock the rim for the second time in the space of a minute. 8 points for Devon Oliver. Olimpia up by 5 again. "11 steals already from the home team. Vasilopoulos gets contact from Oliver as he travels through towards the paint. Second on Oliver. There's the steal and the flying finish from Oliver. Harris. Well, dropped to the baseline by Hunter. He was able to save it, but not accurately to find a teammate. Right, guilty of turning the ball over time after time here in the first half. The previous meeting between these two, it was Olimpia who had 20 turnovers. AEK had 15. And AEK have already had 13 in this one. Sanon wrestled down on the deck, found a way out to Badjim for 3. Got it! And how about the hustle assist from Sanon? Largest lead for Olimpia, now at 8 points. AEK have got plenty of fighting to do to try and keep their playoff hopes alive. Manny Harris off the mark. It's not come together for him so far. 0 of 3 from the field and just 1 point so far for their leading scorer. Approaching the final 3 minutes of the first half, Sanon kicks it back out to Badjim. Those two looking to connect again. Badjim will take the static 3 this time and misses it. Vasilopoulos the rebound under pressure from Oliver. Might bring the ball up the floor quickly and get a foul on Jan Span. The score here in the second quarter, 14-4 in favour of Petrol Olimpija Ljubljana. AEK have scored just 4 points in 7 minutes. They'll try and change that now with Manny Harris across to the far side, into the lane, and Xanthopoulos finishes over the top of the defence. Span. Span taking the ring road around the defence across to the far side. Rebound grabbed by Vasilopoulos. Xanthopoulos down the floor. They take the static 3. Off the mark and rebound pulled down. Span. Petrol Olimpija with the wind in their sails right now, looking to open up an 8-point lead again. Prodded away though. Here comes Manny Harris for his first field goal, emphatically so. And that should get him going. He'd missed his previous 3 attempts from the floor. How about that for a way to get up and running? Petrol Olimpija now calling the timeout, having led by 8. They've had that lead cut to 4 points.
And that's easy game, easy job for them. Šut je normalno, greš u sredinu, digni se na dve noge i površi normalno. Ti zaštitiš ovu. I said stop and call offense and you start playing one-on-one. Stop!
Peti, ko center na Petrometon, isto flash two for you. So he will come and pick and roll here. If you have opportunity and you see that they are late in a pick, you can attack. You watch the level of defense. If you can go in the back, but if they rotate here, watch the corners. Okay. Here we go.
Ante guys, finish.
Ike perhaps in the midst of mounting a comeback. And Petrol Olimpija a little banged up already. Looks as though Gregor Hrovat has taken a whack to the side of the face. Ike will have to fight tooth and nail for the remainder of this one. Petrol Olimpija have certainly not come here to lie down and surrender. In fact, the home team lead by 4. Ike are the team who need to win to keep their playoff chances alive. Span dancing through the defence to lay it up and in. They've extended that lead to 6 and Span has 7. Carter the handoff. There goes Harris, trying to get away, fires it back into Carter, who got stopped, grabbed his own rebound and put it in at the second attempt with the foul. And the big presence of Radulovic over the top of Hunter. Hunter found a way to get the better of it. So from 8 down, Ike are now within 3. Final minute and a half of the first half. Morgan. Still no field goal for Morgan. Kicks it across to Oliver. Oliver leading the way for Olimpija. Creates some room beautifully but misses. Morgan the offensive rebound and threw it up as he was falling to the floor in traffic. So he will go to the line, Jordan Morgan, to try and get his first point of the game. And that was his 3rd rebound. In fact, he doesn't go to the line. They call the foul before his shot. Here is Morgan. Back towards Hrovat, almost turned it over, recovered by Gregor Hrovat, who bundles his way to the basket and gets fouled before the shot was rejected. Vince Hunter showing his athleticism on defense here, but the whistle had already gone. Second foul on Larentzakis. That's the 4th on Ike in the final minute here of the second quarter. Shooting foul, so Gregor Hrovat will go to the line this time. Hrovat averaging 9.7 points, 3.2 assists, 1.4 steals per game this season. Harris, Sanon all over him like a rash, committing the foul. Clearly committing the foul there, but that's the kind of energy and intensity he's played with since coming in off the bench. Non-shooting foul, only the 4th on Olimpija, so the inbound to Manny Harris. Harris trying to get away from Sanon this time. Here's Green. Shot clock down to 6 here as it goes across to the far side to Harris again, knocked away and recovered by Span. Here they come in transition. Hrovat, there's the trail. Missed shot though by Devon Oliver. Can they grab it again? They can. Oliver into the lane, denied by Vasilopoulos, and then he got hit hard. I think it's Hrovat who's down there holding his face as well. It is, not for the first time tonight. He's in the wars. And just to rub salt in those wounds, he's just picked up his second foul. And just to rub even more salt in those wounds, it takes them over the foul limit. So AEK will walk down the other end of the floor and shoot free throws. A chance to close this 5-point deficit with Mike Green at the line. And the shot clock is turned off now at the end of the first half. 22.8 seconds remaining. So it's a one-possession game as we approach the final play of the second quarter. A chance for Petrol Olimpija to try and extend that 3-point lead. Battle. Battle taking his time, of course, running down the clock. He'll work in the final 5 seconds here. Battle quickens the pace, crossover onto the left, looking back out. Oliver for 3. The buzzer wouldn't go. And that will do it for a fascinating first half in Ljubljana. Petrol Olimpija have the edge by 3 points over AEK Athens at the break, 36-33. Largest lead so far in this one has been 8 points to the home team. So it's been a single-digit game throughout. Let's take a look at some of these stats. 61% shooting from AEK inside, just 1 of 5 from downtown though. Getting to the line on a regular basis, the Greeks. But we'll see why Olimpija have the edge in just a moment. Rebounding numbers strongly in AEK's favour as well. But look at the steals, 12-3. That part of 14 AEK turnovers in the first half, and it's those extra shots that have allowed Olimpija to hold the lead at the break despite a lower accuracy from the field. 8 points for Oliver for the home team, 9 for Hunter, leading the way for AEK on his first appearance of the campaign. Vasilopoulos has 6. Nobody else has more than 3 rebounds for Olimpija. Vasilopoulos, the personification of AEK's dominance on the boards at the moment. Oliver, 6 steals for Olimpija in the first half. That is a quite remarkable tally. He might well be on for a points, steals, double-double come the end of this one. Larentzakis, 7 points for AEK, 7 for Span of Olimpija, the two teams' second leading scorers. So very tight game in Ljubljana at the moment, and plenty to play for. AEK looking for a win to keep their playoff chances alive, but they trail by 3 at the break. Do join us for the second half of this one in around 10 minutes' time. At half-time, Petrol Olimpija 36, AEK Athens 33. Welcome back to Ljubljana, where the home team Petrol Olimpija lead AEK Athens by just 3 points at the break, 36-33. And that thanks to a big second quarter for them, which they ended up winning 18-13. And they had kept AEK limited to just 4 points in the opening 7 minutes of the second, before the Greeks responded over the last few minutes before the half-time interval. And just a reminder of the situation in this one. Petrol Olimpija Ljubljana already out of contention for the Basketball Champions League playoffs. AEK very much need a win to keep their playoff hopes alive.
Let's start with fourth down. We want to put Morgan. Guys, listen, use a lot of pick and rolls you can use on the side, in there, in everything what you call next in defense. There, you and three position. If there is a Devin and the other one, you can switch this. But I'll tell him again from the beginning. Panayotis did a great job over there. This switching defense together with the line. You know, so because he didn't try to go on low post, you know, so we can control this one.
We just caught a few words from coach Dragan Sakota on the AEK bench. Elsewhere in this group, Estudiantes leading 36-15 at home to Banvit, who've already won the group. Strasbourg leading 31-20 at home to Redom. And they're two scorelines that AEK don't really want at the moment. The two home teams in those other groups, two of AEK's competitors for a playoff spot. And they could do with results going their way, and they haven't so far. Nor has this one here. And they need to turn it around. They've trailed by as many as 8 points in the first half. They trailed by 3 in front of their travelling fans as we get ready to start the third quarter. Coach Zoran Martic will be happy with the job that the home team have done so far. Petrol Olimpija, however, need a win of 19 points or more over AEK here to win their head-to-head, to maintain any chance of finishing 5th or 6th to get into the FIBA Europe Cup. At the moment, they only lead by 3. Here's Green. Now Delroy James. And a foul after just 10 seconds of the third quarter. It's an offensive foul against Dimitrios Mavroidis. So AEK, who had no fewer than 14 turnovers in the first half, have picked up another one straight away, right off the bat at the start of the third quarter. Morgan, who is yet to score in the game, and then given away by Span. And there's a foul on Jan Span as well. Second on him. Yanulis Larentzakis will inbound from this near sideline. Had 7 points very early on. Hasn't scored since, though. Bounce pass from Larentzakis onto Delroy James. He tries to find Mavroidis. Hunting impacts Petrol Olimpija, though, and coming up with the loose ball. Fired across court to Span for 3. Wouldn't go. Saved on the baseline, but only into the hands of James. James finding Larentzakis down the floor. Passing lane disrupted, but picked up and put back in by Manny Harris. Good play from Mike James to win it back. Manny Harris then did the rest. Castrati back to Tratnik, across to the far side to Span. Bounce pass to Morgan, looking to take off in the lane, and finally gets up and running. Jordan Morgan's first points. And it's taken him around 13.5 minutes on court. High catch for James, he dealt with it well. Into the lane, switching onto the right. Beautiful move from Delroy James. Manu had a team-high 21 points in last week's defeat to Strasbourg. He was 7 of 11 from the field, 2 of 2 from downtown, had 6 rebounds, 2 assists and 2 blocks as well. Down the baseline goes Hrovat. 7 points for Gregor Hrovat now. Olimpija by 3 again. Mavroidis across to Mike Green. Green turning on the afterburners and blazing right through the defense to finish with a foul. Look at this change of pace from Green. He just had one thought in mind, straight to the hole to finish. Got a whack for his troubles, and he'll try and complete the three-point play out the foul line to get AEK level. So 40-40. And Green now up to 6 points. 4 of those have come from the foul line. Hrovat across to Tratnik. Tratnik looking for Morgan, goes the other way, had it knocked away, recovers it again. Back out, shot clock winding down. 3-point shot from a couple of feet back is good. And Olimpija back ahead. Double figures for Gregor Hrovat. Mavroidis across to the far side to Larentzakis. Larentzakis into the lane, back out again. Harris gives it to James. James running into traffic and drawing the contact. The foul on Hrovat is his 3rd. So that's a bit of a blow for Petrol Olimpija. Gregor Hrovat, leading scorer in the ball game for either team with 10 points, but he's also the first player to reach 3 fouls. Hrovat currently 3 of 4 from the field, 3 of 3 from the line for 10 points. And James is back at the line. And AEK within 2. Span. They're going to shake off the attentions of Mike Green as he crosses centre court. Hrovat to Morgan. Morgan looking for the handoff. He comes the other way from Castrati. 1-2 wouldn't go down for him. Mike Green a rebound. And there's an offensive foul against Manny Harris as he tried to manipulate the ball to create some room. Castrati got a whack to the face. Span. Morgan setting the high screen this time, all the way through. Then for the big jam goes Jordan Morgan. Pick and roll executed beautifully with Jan Span. Olimpija by 4. Tratnik's now picked up his 3rd foul, so 2 home players on 3. Mike will inbound from the baseline. Deep catch for Harris. Harris looking to attack Castrati one-on-one. Hangs but can't hit, but he will go to the line. Manny Harris looking to add to his 5 points so far. He's 2 of 5 from the field, 1 of 2 from the line. That goes Tratnik, having just picked up his 3rd. Rocco Badjim into the game. Manny Harris up to 7 points. Ike back within 2. Span. Morgan coming out to set the high screen again. Span all the way to the hole himself this time. Wild shot though. Mavroidis grabs the rebound. Mike Green across to Harris for 3. That would have taken him to double figures. The rebound underneath, then given to Badjim. Here's Oliver. On to Castrati. Again, Morgan looking to create some space for his teammates. Across it goes to the far side. Devon Oliver now. Bounce pass to Badjim. Badjim trying to get away from Larentzakis. And a kickball called against Mavroidis. A combination between he and Larentzakis. Tough call for Ike. Very tough call. Jordan Morgan will inbound from the baseline. Devon Oliver. Back to Span. Badjim rather. Now Span. Here's Oliver waiting for the cut to the basket right through the centre. And that'll be foul shots for Ayon Castrati. Well, for nearly 2.5 quarters now, this has been an incredibly tight game. Remember, Ike won the reverse meeting in Greece by 18 back on game day 6. Olimpia, for the most part, have just been able to keep themselves slightly in front. Six points now for Castrati. One more would see him double his season average. 4 points the Olimpia lead. Green. Now Manny Harris. Wide open look for 3. Delroy James can't make it count. And then a foul underneath against Petrol Olimpia. And they're at the limit before the midway point of the quarter. Second on Morgan. So it's going to be foul shots for Ike Athens here. And for Dimitris Mavroidis. He had 15 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 assists in just 21 minutes in the win over Olimpia back in Greece. 7 of 9 from the field that day. He's not been anywhere near as dominant so far in this one. He does make his foul shots, though, to close the gap to 2. 7 points now for Mavroidis. 3 rebounds. Morgan handing it off to Span. Span through the lane. Could he hit? No. Rebound James. And here they come using their athleticism and speed on the break. 3-point shot will fall for Larentzakis. Ike take the lead. Double figures for Yanulis Larentzakis. And Ike have been able to nudge their noses in front. The timeout called by Petrol Olimpija Ljubljana, who now trail 47-48.
Gledaš ga malo šutno. Good bump, but then you have to go up there. They got open shot and they got offensive rebound, so we didn't do anything. Hey, too easy for them to get some points. Too easy. Too easy.
We have to make the defense work. Hey. Also, you see, whenever we don't have turnover, we do something good in defense. You know, we don't give them. They're gonna lose confidence if we start making turnover. Okay, this is the next call. Okay.
And that was only the second converted three-pointer that the Greeks have made this evening from 8 attempts. And it's one that's got them ahead. Elsewhere, by the way, in this group, Estudiantes leading comfortably by 22 points over Banvit late in the second quarter, 47-25. And Strasbourg leading by 11 at home to Rosa Redon. Close to the end of the second quarter in that one as well. Long two, won't go for Badjim. Oliver the rebound, back out. Badjim might shoot the three this time. Clings onto it, fires it in towards Oliver, knocked away. And it's going to be Ike ball. Ike have started the second half the better of the two teams. Trying to limit those turnovers now. 14 of the 17 came in the first half. Delroy James battling away, creating room, missing the shot though. Badger. Back to Taylor Battle. Battle into the corner of the paint. Back out again. Oliver swings it on. Badjim guarded in the corner. No room to operate here for Petrol Olimpija. Shot clock winding down as well. Devon Oliver has to force one up. Almost got it to go. Despite Delroy James being right on top of him, they do get the offensive rebound and a fresh 14 seconds. Bounce pass, the cut to the basket by Castrati, and he gets fouled as he looked to lay it up and in, so he will go to the line for two. Second foul on Manny Harris. Egon Castrati, 23-year-old Slovenian, to the foul line here, looking to add to his 7 points already. And he misses that one. Castrati now 3 of 5 from the line this evening. Make it 3 of 6. Ike still have the lead, and Olimpija are still struggling here in the third. Green behind the back dribble, trying to create some room against Devon Oliver. Hangs it up for Delroy James, across to the far side to Harris, trying to get down the baseline here. Strong move from Harris, couldn't quite get it to fall. He does get the contact though. And with only 1.1 seconds remaining on the shot clock, he will now go to the line for two. Third foul on Taylor Battle. And now 3 players on 3 for Petrol Olimpija. Nobody yet on 3 for Ike. And that one flat and short all the way from Harris. He's 3 of 5 from the line now. Plenty of players capable of stepping up and really taking charge of this game, but nobody has yet. 8 points for Harris. Ike lead by 2. 8 points for Olimpija is the largest lead of the game. Oh, what a move from Rocco Badjim, using his body well to hold off the defense and finish. We're neck and neck at 49. 3 minutes of the third quarter to play. And there's a foul with Mike Green looking to attack. It's on Devon Oliver. So that's 3 on him as well. So that's 4 players for the home team on 3 fouls. Panagiotis Vasilopoulos coming in. Manny Harris goes to the bench. And Ike ahead now, thanks to the foul shooting of Mike Green. Taylor Battle. Senon trying to get away from James underneath the basket. Trapped by the triple team though on the baseline. Kicks it back out. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. Here's Oliver. He's going to drive in. Hangs mid-air. Grabs his own rebound and hits. 51-51. Devon Oliver now up to double figures. He and Hrovat have 10 apiece for the home team. Mavroidis calling for it inside, was getting tangled up by Bojan Radulovic. And Olimpija already over the foul limit, so AEK will go to the line. Second on Radulovic. Leading scorer, by the way, for the Greeks also has 10, Larentzakis. So 3 players on 10 across both teams so far. Mavroidis at the line has 7. He's hit both of his field goal attempts so far, but just 3 of 5 from the line. Make it 4 of 6. AEK ahead by 1. Mavroidis goes to the bench. Battle to Radulovic, on to Badjim. Battle. Had it knocked away, and it's going to be Olimpija's ball to inbound from the sideline. Two minutes and change remaining in the third quarter. Devon Oliver into Taylor Battle. Battle trying to get away. He's got past 3 of them. Couldn't finish though. Oliver, what an offensive rebound that is. Battle for 3 this time. No. And the rebound pulled down by Cavadas. Mike Green. To James now. James handing it off to Vasilopoulos. They'll try and fire it inside. Delroy James rejected around the rim by Sanon, but put in at the second attempt. AEK lead by 3. Oliver. Badjim, youngest player on display this evening, the 20-year-old Croatian. Now Devon Oliver, shot clock down to 5. Back out, here is Badjim, the long 3 wouldn't go. Mike Green grabs the rebound, tries to get away from Sanon, and he gets fouled. Sanon disappointed with himself. He felt that was either a mistake or a harsh call. He picks up his second, but Olimpija already at the foul limit, so AEK go to the line. A chance for AEK to extend their 3-point edge here in what has been a promising third quarter. And they lead the quarter 21-15 so far. Although Mike Green off the mark with that one. They're 18 of 25 from the stripe altogether for 72%. The home team have only got there to make 6 of 9. Battle blazing past the defense, tried to find Morgan, but Delroy James knew exactly what was coming. Mike Green into the final minute of the third quarter. Green prodding and probing, kicking it back out. Fired in, trying to turn towards the basket is Cavadas, got the defense up in the air, and then got the foul from Jordan Morgan. Petrol Olimpija looking a little rattled right now as Morgan picks up his third foul. They've struggled to establish any kind of momentum whatsoever in this third quarter. And once again, AEK get to the stripe. They're going to have shot 28 free throws by the time Cavadas is done. That'll be more than 3 times as many as the home team. They've outscored Petrol Olimpija from the line 20-6. Green goes to the bench. Back in comes Kelsey Barlow, who started the game, hasn't played much since. Both teams at the foul limit now, so Olimpija will go to the line this time, down by 6 with 24.5 seconds remaining, so almost no differential between shot and game clock at the end of the third quarter. Gregor Hrovat off the line with the first. That's his first miss from the line this evening. He'd hit his previous 3, and he gets that second one to drop. 11 points, leading scorer in the game. Xanthopoulos trying to get away from the press. Quick release down the floor to James. And they're saying a backcourt violation against AEK. So the press did its job for Petrol Olimpija. And they can try and make it, at the end of the third quarter, a one-possession ball game. .5 seconds to play in the third. Shot clock turned off. And Olimpija will look to try and hold it for the final shot of the quarter. Hrovat going through the gears. The cut down the baseline from Devon Oliver, who skies for the dunk. And that one thrown about the buzzer, off the mark from Vasilopoulos. So a positive finish to a difficult quarter for Petrol Olimpija Ljubljana. The cut down the baseline and the takeoff from Devon Oliver. Nice find from Hrovat as he got in behind Dalroy James. And that basket closes the gap to just 3 at the end of 3. Olimpija 54, AEK 57. Still all to play for here in Slovenia. Here's a look at the shooting numbers. Both teams struggling from the outside. AEK with the better percentages inside and from the foul line, where they've got there to take 28 free throws, made 21 of them. And at the moment, the Greeks suffering, though, from having committed 18 turnovers. The home team have only committed 8. So they've been able to take extra shots, despite not shooting the ball well. Morgan finally has got going with a couple of field goals. And this one of just 2 3-pointers for AEK on the evening from Larentzakis. Larentzakis, leading scorer for the away team with 10. Banchin with a strong move that time, getting free. And that was a really back and forth third quarter. It's been a back and forth ball game so far. Petrol Olimpija's first half lead of 8 points is the largest for either team. AEK have led by as many as 6. Good defense from Sanon initially, but put in at the second attempt by Dalroy James. And Hrovat then finding Oliver to close out the third quarter. He leads the way of all scorers in the game, Devon Oliver, with 12 points, as well as 7 rebounds and 6 steals. He's 6 of 13 from the field so far. Hrovat, they'll try and close the gap to 1 or maybe even tie here. Battle off the mark as he fell to the floor. The Estudiantes and Strasbourg both still leading comfortably at half-time, those 2 games now in Group C. Not the results that AEK wanted. They could have done with one of those 2 teams losing a game. So they won't be able to tie level with either Estudiantes or Strasbourg come the end of this game week, unless there's a big turnaround in one of those 2. They are in desperate need of the win here, AEK. And if they lose, it'll probably be the end of the line for them. And at the moment they lead by 3. Can they keep it going until the final week of the regular season? They're at home next week to close out this part of their campaign. Vasilopoulos taking the deep three and getting it to go. What a big shot that is for AEK. It doubles the Greek lead to 6. Creates a little bit of breathing room for them. Only a little. And a foul then from Vasilopoulos. Only their third three-pointer at the 10th attempt this evening. Larentzakis has got the other 2. Here's Oliver. Sanon. Now Oliver, leading scorer, crosses over towards the baseline and hammered away by Cavadas. He shuts down Devon Oliver. Big, emphatic defensive play. And that might just be a momentum builder for AEK, who lead by 6. And they look like they've turned it up a notch on defense as well. Sanon, quick catch and shoot from the inbound pass. A chance to break now for AEK in transition. He'll slow it down and play in the half court. Xanthopoulos finding Vasilopoulos, and a foul in the paint as Cavadas looked to peel away to receive the ball. It's an offensive foul against the big man who just performed that block on the defensive end. Second on Cavadas. Too strong, backing in, pushing Morgan down. Bounce pass for the baseline cut. Provac couldn't grab the handle on the ball though, as they look to reverse that connection that scored right at the end of the third quarter. This time it was the pass from Oliver. And the baseline cut for Provac not quite as effective. Mike Green, 19 AEK turnovers. That'll be what costs them if they don't get the job done here this evening. Delroy James. James, the crossover onto the right. Finds a nice pass as well towards the baseline. Athletic play from Vince Hunter, arching his back, switching his hands and finishing off the glass. 11 points for him. Provac to Oliver. They reverse it the other way again. And Oliver gets wiped out mid-air. AEK lead by 8 with 8 minutes and change to play. They've been in the ascendancy for some time now, the Greeks. Petrol Olimpija still very much within touch though. Devon Oliver looking to add to his 12 points from the foul line. He misses. They need each and every point they can get. This is Oliver's first trip to the stripe this evening. He gets the second one, just over his season average in scoring. Mike Green, Xanthopoulos on the move. It comes the other way instead to Delroy James. Swings it forward to Vasilopoulos. He spins towards the baseline but misses the shot. Almost a miscommunication on the rebound, but they get away with it, Olimpija. Sanon getting free and then stopped from behind by Vasilopoulos. He's been a real battler tonight. Panagiotis Vasilopoulos, the 33-year-old Greek power forward. He gets back well in transition here. A little out from Mike Green as well. Between the two of them, they dealt with it. Still Ljubljana ball. Span into the lane, trying to find Morgan, who's been suffocated for the most part this evening. Force into a turnover. Here goes Mike Green all the way through. Hard fall, and he'll go to the line for 2. Green looking to do it all himself. Did have support, but he has done most of his scoring this evening from the stripe. And he'll be back there for his 10th and 11th attempts. And those attempts will come after this Petrol Olimpija timeout. The home team trail by 7 points.
And those are lousy passes, you know? Those are lousy passes. Make strong pass, make good spacing, swing the ball to other side, and then somebody is gonna open. But if he's just gonna go in and push back the ball backwards, it's turnover. Second thing, every single time. When we
Full court pressure. So when we send this ball and they go in the trap, we have to release the ball before. Not to be after that. Maybe we have opportunity to score, to go in transition to score. But here, you know, in this situation here, quick pass and read. If they go in trap, you can go even behind. So we have two lines here to open the defense. Next, in our offense, they got, we got a bonus. We got a bonus.
Well, Cavadas made that big block on defense, and that's rather summed up the fight from Ike so far here in the second half. Devon Oliver leading scorer for Petrol Olimpija, but they trail by 7, and Ike have an opportunity to extend their advantage by a further 2 from the foul line here with Mike Green. Green is now 8 of 10 from the line for 80% this evening, and he's up to double figures in the game, 10 points. And make it 11. He's now 8, in fact 9 of 11 from the stripe. Ike lead by 9, which is the largest lead of the game for either team. Morgan looking to fight his way to the basket, and a foul. Three players in double figures for Ike now. Green and Hunter both have 11. Laurentzakis has 10. Morgan at the foul line for the first time this evening. He's 2 of 4 from the field. This is his first free throw attempt. Only 4 points in 21 minutes for Jordan Morgan, who averages 16.7 points. Ike just haven't allowed him to be dominant inside as he usually is. The gap closed to 8. 7 minutes and change remaining. On it comes to this side to Vasilopoulos. He thought about the 3 and then dropped the ball and turns it over. 20 turnovers for Ike. They still have an 8-point lead. Not helped out by their number 8 this time. It's double the turnover count of the home team. Span towards the baseline to Oliver, trying to find a way out. Back to Span, who takes the deep 3. Off the mark, Morgan trying to tip it. And Hunter is there to grab the rebound. That's 7 for the game now for Hunter. 3 away from a double-double. He's already got 11 points. Xanthopoulos kicks it out. 3-point shot for Green. Got it to rattle around and drop. First double-digit lead of the game. Mike Green up to 14 points. Mike looking pretty good here in the fourth quarter. Span across to this near side to Tratnik, who can't answer back. Rebound for Green as well. They've been dominant in that department tonight, certainly on the defensive boards. Of course, you would expect that off Petrol Olimpija's misses. Ike haven't missed nearly as often. Sanon picks up his 3rd foul. Pretty much everybody for the home team on 3 fouls now. Oliver, in fact, has picked up his 4th, and so too has Battle. So they're hanging by a disciplinary thread. And the sign's not looking good for Petrol Olimpija. Vince Hunter. Back to Delroy James. Delroy James prodding and probing and penetrating and getting fouled. Foul came with 2.7 remaining on the shot clock. It's the fourth on Trovat as well. So a number of key players for Olimpija on 4. He's disappointed by that call. Delroy James trying to find the cut to the basket, and beautifully did. Vasilopoulos puts it in and the Greek streak continues. Up by 13 now, Ike. Really nice find. Vasilopoulos scoring to take his tally to 7 points, but he's just taken his fouls tally to 3. Salon has provided a real injection of energy at times for Petrol Olimpija, but it looks as though it'll be to no avail. Trovat misses from the stripe. Olimpija just 9 of 16 from the foul line this evening as well. Make it 10 of 70. Vasilopoulos. James back to Xanthopoulos. Fired into James. Xanthopoulos gets it back, moves it across to Vasilopoulos, who misses the outside shot. Big offensive, commanding rebound from Delroy James, and a fresh 14 to work with for Ike. Tipped away by Morgan. And just across the midway point of the fourth quarter, Ike still have possession, shot clock down to 5. Vasilopoulos moves it on. Hunter trying to attack and got fouled strong by Jordan Morgan. Really positive, powerful move from Vince Hunter. Morgan picks up his 4th foul as well. And Vince Hunter really does look as though he can be an extra weapon for Ike if they can make it through to the playoffs and give them a whole nother level on offense. 11 points this evening for Hunter, as well as 7 rebounds. A block shot as well. Misses the foul shots though, so still a 12-point difference here. Plenty of time for Olimpija to find a response. It just doesn't look as though they're going to at the moment. Third foul on Mike Green. Both teams are at the foul limit, and we're only just over the midway point of the fourth quarter. Span at the line. This is his first trip there. His teammates only shooting 59% before he's arrived at the free throw stripe. Span makes both, no problem though. Gap close to 10. Mike Green. Green bursting away, getting into the lane, across to Vasilopoulos, fired towards the baseline, back out to James. And then a foul on Morgan, and that'll be the end of the line for him before Vince Hunter looked to unload the one-handed jam. Morgan committed the foul, and that will do it for Jordan Morgan. A really disappointing evening by his standards. Fouled out with 5 points and 3 rebounds in 24 minutes on court. And there might be a few more who join him on the bench before the next 4.5 minutes are through. 12-point Ike lead again. 13 points for Hunter. Spam. Radulovic running interference. Nice cut from Tratnik. Petrol Olimpija Ljubljana not giving up on this one just yet. Mike Green. Hunter making his move into the paint. Hung up towards Hunter and he puts it in. 15 points now for Vince Hunter. And he's the leading scorer for AEK on his first appearance in the competition here this evening. Picked off here as well by Hunter. He's going to look to travel coast to coast. Got fouled though in transition by Span, who doesn't like the call at all. Hunter continuing to add to his impressive tally. Right at the club only a little over a week ago, Hunter making his first appearance in the Basketball Champions League this evening and impressing. Trovac, nice pass to Radulovic across to the far side. They touch it to the corner. Stepping in is Span and scoring over the top of Hunter. We're going to have a timeout here with Petrol Olimpija Ljubljana closing the gap to 11, just over 3 minutes to play.
You stay here every time after pressure, after out of bounds. So to have one pass and you want to do, and also you going this way or this way, you have to easy go on the other side. Listen, defense is now against 3-point shot, and we watch a defense rebound. So against
First possession. Play forward. Pass the ball to boy. No, pass the ball to him. Jan is on the point. Cut in and fake and come back. Set double screen and take a shot. Huh? Yeah. Ampak on gre, doter pa ven takoj. And you just step in.
coach, he got the ball.
Yes, he got the ball. Si razumel? Yes. Si razumel, boy?
Yeah.
Come on.
We come back off the timeout with AEK Athens leading by 11 points here on the road, 74-63 over Petrol Olimpija. The timeout called by coach Dragan Sokota just to try and help see his team through. 3 minutes and change remaining. Green to James. Mike Green again, shot clock to 5. Green corner of the paint, stops and pops and gets the drop. 16 points for Green now. He ties level with Hunter as AEK's leading scorer. Deep three from Span, got it from way beyond the setting sun. That closes the gap down to 10. 14 now for Jan Span. 2.5 to play. They can't keep trading blows with AEK though. They need some defensive stops, Olimpija, if they are going to come back in the final couple of minutes. James towards the baseline. Hunter, beautiful layup from Vince Hunter. 12-point AEK lead, 2 minutes to play. Span had it knocked away, and it's still going to be Olimpija ball. AEK just 2 minutes away from taking their fight for a playoff place down to the last game of the regular season. Picked off here by Hunter, who goes all the way through. Vince Hunter on his debut has been the star. 20 points for the 23-year-old American. And AEK's playoff dreams still burning bright here in the Basketball Champions League. Timeout called by Petrol Olimpija. AEK well and truly in charge.
Cijelo vreme se dole ruke. Digni ruke, raširi se unutra. Onda će imaš kraću reakciju. Ako ti dole nemaš niti skoka, niti ne možeš ukrasti loptu. Play four again. Pass the ball.
Switch after you know, we try to put them in a long offense. That's the first. Don't try to make a foul. Good perimeter defense, and after a couple of passes, we can start switching. No problem. Here, you can switch. This is your best side. You can switch this. No problem. In offense, again, watch the pressure. 3 positions here. Easy pass. Go on the other side. Hold the ball. One pick. You can use.
Will Vince Hunter's arrival be enough to carry AEK Athens through to the Basketball Champions League playoffs? It looks like it's going to be enough to help them get the win on the road here this evening. They lead by 14 with less than 2 minutes to play. 20 points on his debut for Hunter, who's also grabbed 8 rebounds, and those 20 points have come from 8 of 10 shooting. Devon Oliver. It'll take a miracle finish now for Olimpija, down 14 with this limited time to play, but there's a start. Radulovic scoring. First points for the backup centre. Green. Hunter coming out to run a bit of interference, then takes up his place on the baseline. Green clings onto it, spins into the paint, kicks it back out. 3-point shot off the mark. Battle with the rebound. Quick release down the floor from him. Krovat gives it back to Battle, who blazes past a couple. Wild shot at the end of it though. And now it's 3-on-1 down the other end, and an offensive foul. And that's not how to run the fast break 3-on-1. Foul on Xanthopoulos, who ploughed through the only defender. And that's a rejection on the shot. It looked like it was a wild off-the-mark shot initially, but it was a block. Xanthopoulos, beautiful behind the back dribble. Mike Green taking his time. Shimmy dribble, long 2, off the front rim, won't go down for him. AEK is certainly going to get the win here, but by how many? Krovat getting some contact, will go to the line for 2. Second foul in quick succession on Xanthopoulos after that offensive one a few minutes earlier. Krovat to try and add to his 12 points, 5 of which have come from the foul line, but he's now just 5 of 8 there after missing that one. Not quite as impressive as his performance last week when he had 24 points. The gaps, by the way, have closed in those other two games in Group C. Estudiantes only leading Banvit by 6 points with still 8 minutes to go. And Strasbourg only leading by 8 points over Rosa Redon. That one towards the end of the third quarter. Shot clock turned off here. Hrovat trying to make this just a single-digit defeat. Hrovat crosses over onto the right, and he's fouled on the foul line with 4.8 to play. Green not happy with that call. Fourth foul on Mike Green. Strasbourg's lead, by the way, is back up to 14 points against Rosa Redon. Unlikely they will slip up at home in that one, but Banvit could yet make a comeback at Estudiantes, which would help out AEK. They've done all they can do here this evening. Final seconds of this one. And AEK Athens on the road have the win that they craved to keep their chances alive at a place in the Basketball Champions League playoffs. They've come to Ljubljana and won it in the end by 9 points, 80-71. And led on his debut by the 20-point haul of Vince Hunter, who also had a joint team high 8 rebounds and shot an impressive 8 of 10 from the field, as well as 4 of 7 from the line, also coming up with 2 steals and 2 block shots. He is the star, and he'll need to produce perhaps a similar performance at home next week, along with the rest of his new teammates, to try and give AEK the chance to carry their campaign forward into the playoffs. They've done the job on the road this evening for those travelling fans, and now they have one more must-win game just to give themselves a chance. Here's a look at the stats. They did their damage inside, shooting 64% and getting to the line for 36 free throws, of which they made 72%. Far superior to Olimpija on the boards, certainly on the defensive end, not on the offensive end. Assists pretty even. Steals, well, they tightened it up on defense in the second half, and they controlled the turnovers a little bit more after 14 in the first half, down to 8 in the second half. There was a noticeable improvement in a number of areas from AEK Athens as they came through in the second half to get the win. 47-35 the score since half-time. They win it by 9 thanks to those 20 points of Hunter. Vasilopoulos with 8 rebounds, leading the way in that department, and 5 assists from Dalroy James. 6 steals for Oliver. All of those for Olimpija, though, in the first half. And they led by 3 at the break. Olimpija couldn't keep it going in the second half. 16 points for Green for AEK, second leading scorer in the game. Laurent Zakis, their third player in double figures, had 10. It's been a pleasure having your company for this one in Ljubljana. We'll take a quick look at the Group C standings, and we'll see that AEK moved to 7-6. Very quick look there. And they still need results to go their way next week, and they need to make sure they get the win on home floor to have any chance of making the next stage. But they've done the job here. They win it on the road in Slovenia by 9 points. The final score, Petrol Olimpija 71, AEK Athens 80.